in a world crying out for a top 10 show. John Roca and Matt Nost are here to bring you the top 10. Brought to you by the Schmoes Know. Take it away, boys. Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of the Top 10 Show. I am John Roca.
I am Matt Nost.
Matt, it's hot as balls out there.
It's a hot day today.
Right?
It's a hot day today.
It's supposed to be like 100-something degrees or something like that later on today in the valley or what? I mean, not today, but later on the week.
This week?
Later on, yeah, next week.
I know. I think it's supposed to be in the hundreds on Saturday. Not looking forward to that.
I can't do it, man.
I'll be out there playing.
Were you really?
Hell yeah.
All right, fine. Maybe I'll show up and die. I don't know. I'm
Dude,
nervous.
It's the worst. I'm just letting you know now.
Yeah?
As long as there's a mild breeze, it's tolerable.
Okay.
Because you're running so much and you've got that, and if the breeze is hitting you, it helps keep you a little bit cooler.
Right.
If it's just nothing,
yeah,
it's a short day and you are gassed.
Damn.
Yeah.
But what about like being in the buildings and the cover from the shade? Is that any help at all?
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Well, can you find an indoor gym that we can have access to?
I'm talking about where we play basketball. The buildings, do they provide any shade onto the court?
Oh,
no?
Well, there's the trees over on the side, yes. Although we got kicked out last week. We didn't get kicked out. It was more so we showed up and they told us we couldn't play that day.
Oh.
Because I'll show you a picture later. There was a bodybuilding competition going on.
What?
And, there's that gym where the water fountains are right behind that.
Yeah.
So they're using the locker rooms to tan and all that. And all these bronzed weirdos were walking around, and we just kind of sat there and we were like, where are we going to play? They had turned the courts into a parking lot.
Oh, my God, that's brilliant.
Like every once and again, you just see this weird orangish woman in high heels go walking across, get into the back of her car from like 100 yards, and then just walks back inside. You're like, what the fuck is going on today?
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, especially because everyone that plays are stand-up comics. They must have provided so much comedy for you guys.
Oh, no. It was 15 minutes of going, man, this sucks. Really? There's these two courts over here open, and the guy eventually walked back over, and he's like, not today. And we're like, damn it. He had a smile on his face because it was fucking absurd.
Yeah.
Of all the things to get kicked out for, there's a bodybuilding, men's and women's.
Where was it, in the high school or in the middle school?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So they rented out the middle school. To have, so it's not all glorious, is it? The bodybuilding competitions where it's not like the Arnold Classic. This is like a middle school theater.
It didn't appear that way. Well, this could have been a prelim.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like the dog show. I can't think of the name of it right now.
Westminster.
Yes, you have to go through preliminary qualifying rounds to be best in your class to move on, so on and so forth. There's got to be a feeder system somewhere.
No, of course. Back in the 80s and 90s, I used to collect those magazines. I used to like.
Oh, for real?
I used to have Flex, Muscle and Fitness, and Muscle Mag. I used to collect because in my mind I was like, I'm going to be a bodybuilder. Like I would lift and whatever, but I could never have that dedication those people have, and also the roids and the eating patterns.
Which you don't even realize that they're on.
The level of roids, Matt, is insane that people do. The cycle they're on.
I've watched a bunch of documentaries on that where they'll talk about it and they know it's bad, but yet they like the cycle of it and they like feeling pumped up, and now they've been doing it for years, and that fucks you up long term.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's ridiculous. I appreciated how much work it took to get there,
right?
Because I've gone to gyms my whole life on and off. I don't have that kind of dedication. That's a lifestyle.
It is.
Where it's a specific diet every day, and they carry those Tupperwares around with them because they got to eat at specific times, and it's the same shit over and over and over again. Nah, man, kill me.
What's dedication, isn't it? Because what I do here at Collider, I'm constantly reading these articles, constantly going on these websites, constantly trying to get more and more information about stuff. It's almost the same thing because that dedication that they have to what they want to do, that's walking around with the pre-made food in the canister.
I appreciate it. I could just never do it. There's no way.
Exactly. It's madness, man. When I was getting into it and I was collecting those magazines, I would talk to people who did it, and just the more they told me about the lifestyle, the less I was interested in being a part of it, because you're constantly in the gym.
Yeah, no, that's your whole life.
Yeah.
It dictates all decisions.
And then you're figuring out what's the right supplement and what time to take it, combined with what. And then what are you reacting to? What are you not reacting to? What makes you throw up? What doesn't? What are smoothies? All that. How much kale?
Plus, what weird shit have you tried that you stopped using? You know?
Oh, yeah.
So early on, you're just figuring it out, and it's just like, I don't know, this shit's got monkey testosterone in it. And you're like, hell yeah, let's take it. That could fuck you up long term. I don't know, but all the stuff that you don't even remember that you did because you've been doing it so long. Right. It's like that was the early cheap shit, and you graduate above when you get better grade drugs.
When you start moving up the chain.
Yeah. So what the fuck were you getting? Gerbil-roids? Just something once I get back from surgery, you got to give them a little something.
How do I afford the crushed buffalo balls? How do I do that? How do I get that?
Shit, I've had Bulls balls.
What? What are you talking about?
No, I passed on Bulls balls. What are they? Colorado oysters?
What are those?
They're bull balls.
Really? They're called Colorado oysters?
I believe so. Or Rocky Mountain oysters.
Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah.
So what do they do?
I've had lamb fries. I didn't know I was having lamb fries. Have you had that?
I've had tongue.
Okay.
Tongue is great.
Well, lamb fries are lamb testicles.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Holy shit.
I didn't know it. I was in Kentucky. My dad ordered a plate of it and put it in front of my brother and I. And I had one. I had a second one in my hand. I was like, "That's good." My dad just couldn't help himself, and he was laughing. He was, he didn't pull these types of jokes. He knew my brother would eat it no matter what.
Right.
And then to watch me, like, "Oh, this is good. What is this?" My dad just, "Those are lamb's balls." And I was like, "Oh." My brother's like, "Don't care," and just kept eating. In my head, he ate like a cartoon amount, like 70 more. But it was probably half of whatever was there. Like, it didn't deter him.
Right.
Oh, so gross.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
That's got to be up there. I don't have many things that trump, another animal's balls.
No, I didn't know about. Like I was a boring food guy, right? I didn't know anything.
Okay.
I had no idea about what's that duck stuff?
What, foie gras?
Foie gras. Yeah, I had no idea what the fuck foie gras was. But my ex-girlfriend was telling me about duck. What is it? Duck neck for the duck or duck?
No. They fatten up the liver.
That's it. Yeah.
By force feeding it nonstop, and it just gets the liver all fatty, and then it turns into this little creamy delicacy that French people gave the world.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I've had it, and then later on found out like what they have to do to get it, and you're like, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I'm never gonna have that again.
Yeah, I had it once, maybe twice. I don't know, but I know I've had it.
I had foie gras fries is what I had at this place.
Interesting.
Yeah, they dipped it. I forget. It was a place that used to be on Hollywood and Vine. Right across from the ArcLight. I think it's called Go Burger, I think. Okay. And it was a great place. Like they had some interesting specials of the day or whatever. And they had an awesome Twinkie milkshake. Twinkie fucking milkshake to die for. It's fucking great. And they had foie gras fries every once in a while. So they would just lay, the cooked fries and then layer the foie gras on top with some cheese on it. And it was like, oh my God. It was incredibly tasty. But like you, when I found out how they did it.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm never going to have that.
It's super inhumane.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Because it's purposely being overstuffed, the duck.
Oh, yeah. No, to its detriment.
Yeah.
It's like veal when they lock it in a cage and it doesn't see sunlight. And then I can't eat veal.
Yeah.
It's just all there is to it. I always thought it was okay. It was never my cup of tea. I love, a good steak.
Right. Who does?
Yeah. And veal, I don't know, like lamb chops are not that good. They're okay.
Yeah.
There's not a lot that I enjoy all that much.
Yeah.
From that neck of the woods, so to speak. Have you ever had escargot?
No. I've had caviar.
Escargot is good.
What is escargot?
Snails.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, they cook them in like a nice little like oil or butter or something, and it's a tiny little bit of flavor, and it's delicious.
Is it are the shells hard or are they not hard?
No, it's a shell, and you got a little fork, and you pull it out.
You pull out the snail?
Yeah.
So you eat the snail?
I've had it where like the shell is kind of shorn off a little bit, and it's easier to get with the fork. I've had them outside of the shell, like deshelled before.
Deshelled.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Escargot.
Escargot.
So you're eating snails?
Yeah, cooked snails. I've never had raw. I don't know if raw snails is a thing. I don't think it is.
So. Shrimp is as close as I've come to something like that. Wow.
The cockroach of the sea. It's delicious.
Have you had the chocolate cockroaches, speaking of which? Have you had that? Or chocolate grasshoppers, rather. Chocolate grasshoppers.
Oh, no, I've never had it. I'm not against it.
No, you're not against it?
No.
Okay.
It could be good. I've heard it's like a what is it, a toasted almondy type of taste?
Yeah, it does. There's
a grub. I was watching, I get on kicks of watching Survivorman and Man vs. Wild Asleep. It's on Amazon Prime.
Right.
So I'm doing that off and on. And he was down in the Outback eating grubbity something. These little grubs, and you pull them out, and he was eating them raw, and he's like, it's like a peanut buttery taste. And you're like, wow, really? And then he cooked it up, and he's like, it's even better cooked. He was so excited. Usually that guy goes 3 days without eating anything worth a damn except for like some grass or something. You can eat this. And be like, I don't know, man. Sometimes I think you're convincing yourself.
No, I think so too. Is that Bear Grylls, right? Is that
Bear Grylls,
yeah.
His ended up being mostly bullshit.
Oh.
Well, because apparently he was occasionally staying in hotels.
Oh, motherfucker.
Yeah, I saw a clip of somebody where they show him on the show, and then they show themselves doing it in real life, and then pan to the left, and like 300 yards away, there's a road. I'm not even kidding. I'll find it and send it to you. And I saw that, and I was like, this son of a bitch, how long did he do this for? I mean, it's not far. You can see cars. It's heavily trafficked. And when you think of the clip of him like walking around like a treacherous area, if anybody was slow enough to be like, what the fuck is that guy doing? There's cameras, and he's just out there walking.
That's when someone should be like doing Instagram posts of this guy walking down the highway doing that bullshit.
I enjoy Man vs. Wild. It's still entertaining, but
of course.
I like the idea that he was roughing it.
Yeah.
Much better.
I could give a fuck about nature. That's my problem, Doug. I don't go camping. I don't do none. I give a fuck about nature. Like, I respect nature. Like, nature is nature. Like, you stay on your side of the fence, I'll stay on mine.
It's part of one of your many major fears.
Yes,
nature is one of them.
Nature, anything I can't control, I fear.
I think it's more that it reflects you always like the little guy. Well, we are the little guy against nature. Because nature's ultimately going to win no matter what.
Yes.
We go face to face, nature wins.
Yeah.
That's why we carve out spaces that are nature-free.
That's right, and I like it.
How artificial is our world that it's jarring when you see a bug. You know what I mean? A fucking bug.
Yeah.
And you're almost like, what the fuck are you doing in my world, man? Yeah. Yours is out there. Go out there.
Who told you could come into my apartment or my house with your shit? Like, you've got all that whole space outside. Who told you could come in here?
And how have you not figured it out? Because everybody else has. Just stay out our way.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. In my old place, randomly a cockroach every few months would pop up. And I'd get so mad. I would get so mad.
Dude, I don't want to say where this place is.
Okay.
But a diner that my wife and I go to often, we went to watch World Cup the other morning and have breakfast. And I've, no joke, eaten at this place, I will conservatively say 30 or 35 times.
Wow.
Conservatively. Okay. I think it could be higher because it's not far from where we live. We've been there for a while now.
Right.
We go to watch games because we know there are games on. If it's like early in the morning, World Cup, we've done that, or other sporting events. And above, air grate, and there's a TV in the corner, and it's got one of those swing arms, so it's covering over the actual corner of the two walls meeting.
Right.
And then the air grate is half of that. You can see it extending out. And the air grate is probably, I don't know, like a foot by 2 feet, and I can see a foot by a foot kind of thing.
Yeah.
And out of that came one of the biggest, if not the biggest, roach I've ever seen in my life.
Holy fuck.
And it was just staying at the top of the wall. And it started coming down, and it fell down, hit the ground. It was on its back, and then did like 4 or 5 full rotation 360s trying to wiggle its way off its back. It's going die otherwise. It hits the side panel, and then it flips itself up, and it's on the side of the wall. And I just go over to the busboy, and I was like, hey, cockroach. And he looked down and immediately just set his bus down, very calmly, went over, and we didn't eat anything. We sat down, and we'd only ordered coffee and tea, and we just sat and watched the game and had coffee and tea and tipped and left. I'm not eating a goddamn thing here. It's not happening. I feel bad about the coffee. I've eaten there so many times. I mean,
well, why would this be any different, though, Matt? You should have just ordered food since you didn't die the last few times. You might as well.
It's true, but what if this is the roach that's carrying something? They're fucking roaches. It's a pestilence on man,
It's true. It's true.
Just because I got lucky to this point doesn't mean I need to fucking keep tempting fate. I couldn't. I mean, I'm not honest to God because I had to walk to the end of our row in between booths and take a left and go tell the busboy because that's where the waitress station was.
Right.
And it was 3 feet from it. I mean, fucking
Jesus.
So what do you think that is?
That's about 3 inches.
3 inches?
Yeah,
maybe
3.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's a big.
It was fucking huge, man. It's on par with anything I ever saw walking through like any major downtown, West Hollywood, San Francisco, anywhere in Italy. Anywhere in Italy, this is the biggest roach I ever saw. I didn't see that many, but at the same time, you would occasionally. I walked a lot.
Yeah.
But here, it's bigger than. I can't think of one in this town that I've seen some big ones.
I shot that fucking thing. I'm sorry, I don't deal well with that kind of shit. I flip out and start throwing things at it. Like I'm bad with bugs. Like I kill the fucking thing. Like I don't care.
Oh,
I'm not one of the softies that like puts it on a fucking piece of paper.
I wasn't saying that. I was telling Busboy to kill it.
Yeah, fair
I'm
enough.
not getting a 2-inch row. Like,
oh right, guts on your.
yeah, I've given you guys a lot of money. It was who's ever standing there. He happened to be standing there. If it was a waitress, I would have walked right up to the waitress, the manager, anybody else. You were the first official person I know that works here. You need to look at that right there. I'm not gonna make a big fuss. I didn't say anything. It's just between the two of us. You walked over.
Right on.
Business didn't shut down. We just didn't eat. And then they actually comped our 2 drinks.
Oh
Yeah.
How nice of them.
Yeah.
What did you watch? What game did you go see?
I don't know. We watched a couple. Like,
Was it England?
no, this was days ago. Although she's probably. I'm going to try and watch the second one tomorrow.
Okay.
I can't remember which game it was because we watched, I think, a game that morning and a game the previous.
So not the England game. You didn't watch the England game?
We watched. No.
Watch Belgium, Japan?
I saw the highlights
Okay.
of that.
Yeah.
Nothing of the past 4. It was like 6 games ago or something.
Okay.
Anyway, we got a visitor coming in the room right now. That's why we both just kind of stopped. He stared at me hoping I would keep going, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Well, it's fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
No, we found this great French dip place up in Pasadena.
French dip.
Yeah.
Like what you mean, like dipping your meat sandwich into
In
dip?
au jus?
Yeah.
That
you're
is
a high end,
awesome.
Matt. You're high
That's
end.
not dude, that's a roast beef sandwich that you dip it in the meat of the dripping. How is this high end?
I'm just telling you, I didn't grow up with au jus. I didn't have any of that when
You did. Every culture has it. It's,
Every culture?
It's the rendered fat from the animal, and everybody loves that because it's delicious.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
So they've just found a different use for. Well, okay, carnitas is cooked in its own rendered
there
fat.
we go. Now we're talking.
There we go.
Now we're talking.
This is just instead of reusing it for cooking, we're just dipping it into the liquefied fat.
Now you're talking my language,
Yeah, I'm
man.
enjoying that. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, we went to 2 back-to-back. It was so good, we went back the next day for a game in the morning for breakfast.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I've been doing a couple of watch-alongs on this new YouTube network called FCTV Live.
Okay.
Football Conventioners Live. So Ben Bateman, of all people, from Team Action, he reached out to me. He's like, hey, because he works for the Red Zone.
By the way, boo.
That's right. He sucks.
That's our official stance. Boo, just so you know.
The NFL Red Zone, he works for them doing research and stuff. So
He probably knows a buddy of mine then.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't know
we should
that.
Talk to him. Yeah. He suggested me for this thing because he's like, "Do you like? I know you love soccer. Do you watch the World Cup?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, they're looking for people like who are hosts to come and watch games with them at their studio." And so it's right here in Burbank, real close. And I watched a couple of games with them, and I have a good time. And we get to stand up and like do stats on the fucking TV and move stuff around and show like who's. I was so impressed.
You got a little telestrator. You were doing your own little ESPN like live game.
Exactly. I was like Madden up in here. Boom, right here. Boom. You got to put a boom. And it was so much fun to do that. So that's like my new discovery of doing watching World Cup soccer is doing it like that. And I think I'm going back tomorrow and then Saturday and then maybe next week for the third place game and then the final. And it's just a fun little, like all of a sudden out of nowhere type of thing. So, or else I'd be watching them at the house, either on replay or whatever. You know.
Dude, that shit's hard.
Oh yeah,
to do it. I mean, are you doing live play-by-play?
Yeah, we're just sitting there behind a desk. The camera's on us because obviously they can't show the game.
Yeah.
So they're watching. People are watching along. So they're watching the game, listening to us, or watching us watch the game as well, and give our analysis, and give our ideas. And then at halftime, then we pull out the telestrator and we show like how many, like the passing, all the passes that occurred. The data is really incredible.
Nice.
Yeah, and then formation and subs and all this kind of jazz. So. It's been a great experience, and all it's done is made me want to do this, which is what I really want to do, man. Like, if I could take one job, it would be to do sports, call sports, stand on top, talk about it, analyze it, figure it out, call it. That would be my dream job, honestly. I love everything I do, but sports, that's a hole in my life right now.
Sports are it seems you're filling that hole quite nicely.
With
How
you,
is that?
with you, you're the only person I do. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Isn't that nice?
I'm just saying, you're the only
So you're
person.
saying I help complete your life.
You do.
And would more so if we did a sports show between the two of us.
I have tried. 3 years I've spent trying to talk you into one.
Yeah. But you're trying is you bring it up on the show and you do a big show for people. And then
That's not true.
The fucking mic's cut off, record is over, and then it's never spoken about until
not true.
arbitrarily 6 months later you bring it up.
Well, you say you don't have a lot of time to do another show, and you'd have to watch the games. We'd have to, like you said, you don't have the time.
Listen. In the immortal words of Sean Combs, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So
You just referenced P. Diddy,
you're goddamn right I did.
Papa Diddy Pop.
I wish there was a better reference out there that I could come up with. Unfortunately, I couldn't.
Oh, man.
There's cream, cash rules, everything around me.
Yeah, there you go. Wu-Tang.
Doesn't quite apply to this.
No, not
there are
really.
other versions of the same thing.
Sure.
Tribe Called Quest, scared money don't make money.
Yeah, scared money don't make money. That's right.
Doesn't apply though.
You know
Unfortunately, Puff Daddy's works best.
What's his face? The GM for Sam Hinkie, right? Is the GM for OKC for the Thunder? I think
No,
it's
Sam Hinkie was Philly.
Oh, Philly, right? Sam Presti?
Yeah.
Right. He said in an interview when they asked him about the Paul George thing, why he took a chance on him last year, he said, well, Tribe Called Quest said it best, scared money don't make money. And I was like, yo, wait a minute.
I wonder if this was
50-year-old white guy, wait a minute.
I wonder if this was like, spoiler alert, if Ready Player One and he had just somebody in an earpiece
Right.
telling him what to say in that moment.
Especially because he'd just been at Nas. What's it? Huh? Oh. Because he was just at the Nas thing. Yeah. He was just at, what's his face? Was at the Paul George and Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, the party in OKC.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that Nas showed up and did a set for. What do you think Nas charged? I bet you we could find out. But
Oh, yeah. A lot.
6 figures, 100,000,
At least.
150,000.
Yeah. I saw someone the other day. He was telling me he's friends with a celebrity who does these kinds of shows. $300,000.
Oh, I believe it. If it's some person you don't know,
$300,000.
but there's also that maybe he is friends with one of these two guys, if not both of these guys.
Right.
So do they cut him a better deal, or is OKC the franchise itself foot the bill somehow?
Yeah.
Like whatever shenanigans. I mean, considering they're going to have the biggest tax bill in the history of the NBA,
$300 million.
Yeah, that will be discussed on Outlaw Nation.
Yes, it's right. We don't want to get too deep onto the basketball talk. If you're listening to the show on Tuesday, Matt and I will be doing an episode of Outlaw Nation talking about all the free agency stuff that went down over the last few days and what we thought about all of it. So maybe we should just jump into the show. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think we've kibitzed at the top of the show for long enough.
Right.
Well, thank you for your help.
Thanks.
I'm coming back.
Are you? Okay. We have Dorian helping us out with little social media
Yeah,
stuff.
we're trying something, and he was kind enough. Down goes Frazier.
Oh, sorry.
That was bad.
What was that?
Well, you got to line the shot up. Oh, that was my camera, is what that was. You just took away my camera. You son of a bitch.
It says the iPod storage is full. iPhone storage is full. I don't know what he's doing.
I have no idea.
Jesus Christ.
These kids with their fucking newfangled technology.
Let me go get my computer. It's got my list on it because it's using my phone to shoot. Will you kibitz for a little bit?
Sure. Talk about all the different foods that we didn't talk about that I've eaten that are strange. I will try anything just about once, though, for those listening. So long as it's not on the level of lamb fries. But I've tried just about everything else. I've never had brain. I've been interested to try that, but I don't know, maybe. I've had tongue, which he brought up before, lengua. What else? What are some other weird things? I don't know. That could be it, guys. This vamping I give it like a B+ up until now. And now I'm just wasting time as John brings in his laptop and he's got the bongos. Thank God he got those.
What are you talking about?
We needed those.
I've never had brain.
I'm trying to think of the random things that I'd be willing to have brain. Well, that's a staple if you've had tongue.
Like
then you're not
monkey
far
brains?
from brain. No, like cow brain.
Cow brain. No, I've never had cow brain.
You can get that like with tacos and whatnot every once in a while.
Really?
Yeah.
That's madness, dude.
I haven't tried it.
Like in Tumble of Doom. Yeah, the monkey brains.
Tumble of Doom?
Temple
Yes.
of Doom. Tumbler of Doom.
They brought out some former gymnast out of retirement. The Tumbler of Doom had to get in there, do a car wheel, stole the jewel back, and tumbled her way right out.
You may know her as Mary Lou Retton, America's sweetheart. We call her the Tumbler of Doom.
I wonder if, I bet you people beyond a certain age don't even know who the fuck that is.
Mary Lou Retton?
Mary Lou Retton.
Do you think they'd know Carrie Strug?
Maybe.
Fine.
They have a better chance at it.
Gabby Cliffords or whatever her name was. Right?
They come in and out of my mind so quickly because it's like, oh yeah, the Olympics, and there's going to be a million gymnast stories eventually. I remember their faces, but it fades away.
Yeah.
There was the one girl that did the upset face, and she became a meme.
Yeah, Michaela Maroney.
There you go.
She was part of that whole lawsuit that happened with that wrestling.
Yeah, that brutal.
What's wrong with people, man?
I don't know.
It's so fucked up. Speaking of people in danger.
Good segue. The man has a sincere, genuine talent. That was awesome.
This week
we're doing a show. We're doing Families in Danger movies for the Skyscraper with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
That's right. Which I saw and is good.
Is it?
It is. It's projected right now at a $30 million opening, which is pretty amazing for a vehicle like that.
Is it? That seems low.
For a rock film that's a throwaway film, that's a throwaway vehicle, man.
In the middle of summer, what's it up against over that weekend?
If it's this weekend, it's Ant-Man and the Wasp.
It's next weekend, though. Ant-Man and the Wasp was last weekend.
Yeah. Sorry to bother you.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to go over that.
Okay.
That's a movie that's coming out. Sorry to bother you. It's real. I'm serious. It's Boots Riley.
I genuinely thought he was interrupting for half a second. That's how nonchalant that fucking title is. So $30 million seems ridiculously low when it's going up against an afterthought.
Yeah.
That was the best title they could come up with?
Yeah, sorry to bother you.
Sorry to bother you. How does that give anyone urgency to see this Skyscraper? Oh, it's dramatic, at least within one word. So, hey, excuse me, pardon me.
Pardonnez-moi.
If you have, I would guess, 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and 5 minutes to waste because, please, come on out.
Sorry
get out of the house. You don't have to get a sitter or something. We don't want to be difficult.
I don't want to hurt your feelings.
30 million.
Sorry to bother you.
Ridiculously low. Well, anyway, I project that it should do better. For what that's worth.
More than 30? All right.
I have no idea.
I'm just saying it's like one of those Van Damme vehicles, man.
Yeah, but The Rock is bigger than that.
Bigger than Van Damme?
And if it's, you got to, well, the problem is that mic is going to tear out from underneath. The washer is not large enough.
We got a whole bunch of stuff going on.
That's why we were
man.
doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It needs another washer, something probably like that. A pretty big one, because that is a hell of a nut. I don't know why you need that big. It is. Going through that, it's like, oh, wow, all right.
It's just people are winging it around, man. They're not respecting the material.
It's not that. I don't know why you needed to bore that large a hole.
I don't know. It's not me. I don't put these things in here. Blame Thad. Thad put it in.
I don't want to blame anyone.
I'm just saying.
It just sucks when that fails like that, because all of these then will probably do it in the not too distant future.
Fair enough.
Anyway, so Skyscraper. So we chose Families in Danger.
Yeah.
It's something totally different. Something... I know I'm going to get to some movies that we hardly ever, or if ever, talked about.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice.
Yeah. What was it going to be before? Do we remember?
Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah, we decided not to do that.
Well, we had a guest in mind, and that guest couldn't make it.
Fair enough.
So if it works itself, we'll probably have. And I don't want to tip as to who it is. So I'm playing the very pronounary game of this individual.
Yeah.
This person. But whatever they end up, another topic they want to choose.
Yeah,
we'll happily have them in. But Sandler will be in the mix at some point.
I suppose so.
They just wanted to do it, and then once they fell off, like, it'll probably come back around.
Right.
At some point. So, Families in Danger.
I watched Funny People the other night.
Oh, yeah?
I kind of like that one, Matt. I don't know what it is about me. I enjoy his more weirder ones. I don't mean Jack and Jill shit. I mean, like, the stuff that's like
Punch Drunk.
Human exploration. Yeah, I kind of enjoy the stuff he does like that. Like Rain Over Me and shit.
I do like Rain Over Me. I realize... like the detractors that people bring up.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a very heartfelt and honest performance from him, so it makes me enjoy the film.
That's what I felt about Funny People. He was like legitimately going through some shit.
Okay.
It's weird. I don't know stand-ups. I don't know.
I never saw it.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay. All right, fair enough.
There's not a good stand-up movie. Punchline?
Punchline maybe is the closest.
It's not close,
The Tom Hanks one?
Yeah, the Tom Hanks with Sally Fields and John Goodman. And, Taylor Negron, I think, is in it.
Yeah.
And Barry Sobel.
Very Sobel.
I don't remember who else.
Maybe
it's okay, and I think I'm pushing it because there are certain points it drags really hard for me.
Maybe The Big Sick, since he's a stand-up, and then he gets into the romantic comedy. Maybe
possibly.
that's the closest one. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, Families in Danger.
Families in Danger. It's a hell of a list.
Yeah.
I wrote down. I just went ahead with. For me personally, I didn't choose any animated.
Okay.
Because for family, I wanted at least real people as opposed to completely, utterly fictionalized.
Yeah. I don't think I had no animated ones either.
Yeah, which I wrote down a bunch, and I was like, I could choose any of these, and I want to choose them all, so I'm just going to exclude just to get to different movies that we don't get to talk about.
I like that.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
And then after that, I don't know how I came to this list. I just kind of came to it.
Yeah, it's a weird list. I had the same thing. Like I was asking the guys all week at the job, and Perry, she's out of town. I was texting her about it just to jog my head a bit about some ones. And so, I like what I chose, but it was touch and go there, getting to 10 for a little bit, and then I went past 10. So.
Yeah, no, I got a bunch to choose from, and then it became a definition of what do I want from the list.
Right.
And some of them were just like, well, if it went this way, that could be a possibility. Never really had a shot, but I was just kind of trying to brainstorm.
Wow.
What else would this count? Would this count?
So you're trying to create like a CD. You're trying what are the 10 tracks that really work well together?
Sure. Well, I wouldn't say work well. Just I chose for this show.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't even know how, because there's others. Okay. You're like, yeah, sure.
All right.
So the way the show works, once John and I create the topic, we go our individual ways and make individual top 10 lists. We show back up here. I do my bottom 3. He does his bottom 3. I do my next 2. Then he does his next 2. Then we trade one apiece. Once we revealed our personal top 10 list, we create the shows between the two of us.
Boom.
One of my worst in a long time.
Oh, come on.
In a long
You're
time.
too hard on yourself, man.
I think I'm just tired. 2 long days.
Oh, no, don't be tired now.
2 long days. I know. We're just starting.
I know, dude. We got 3
Well, I
hours.
think it's more so.
We're getting into the rhythm.
We already have a good rhythm.
Yeah, you're right.
I
Good
just
point.
happened to stumble there.
Good point.
So number 10, I'm just going to jump right in.
Yeah.
Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events.
You know what? That's a fun movie, and I wanted to like it more than it is than I do.
I love
so
it.
I appreciate you putting it on the list.
It's
honestly.
if you want Jim Carrey to go full ham. To me, it ruined
Yeah.
Neil Patrick Harris. I couldn't watch it because all I wanted to see was Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
He just so cemented. He took something I didn't know the books. I haven't read any of that stuff.
Right.
And I just happened to see it one day, and I was so enamored with his take on this eccentric, evil little character.
Yeah.
And the fact that their parents mysteriously die, and now they're left as wards for a guy that just wants them for the mass inheritance that he would get if they were to expire. So he just conjures all different ways. And it almost seems like before steampunk was a thing, it had this kind of aesthetic to it. Maybe that's not the case. In my head it is, or it was when the wave was starting, so it wasn't a cliched, overused kind of trying to describe that Victorian type of vibe to it. And fuck, the one scene where he comes down and he's rehearsing his line to say to the children, and he screws it up, and has to go back to 1. That was supposedly the story is that was Carey as an actor really breaking the part and going back to 1, like resetting himself. And the director thought it was so perfect for the character because this ham actor that he would do this, wouldn't like the take, go back. No, we got to give the delivery better, so he kept it in.
Yeah.
And I found that out shortly after having seen it. I was like, man, it makes me enjoy that movie because then they were all kind of dialed in, and I liked it. I was hoping there was a potential chance of others down the pipe.
Yeah.
Because it was set on a series of books, and I was looking forward to it. I was like, I will see all of these as long as it stays this fun and inventive.
Yeah, it could have been. I mean, that's why I didn't go forward, obviously, because it didn't make enough of the box office to warrant that. But and that's why
they made a TV show out of it.
Yeah, they did because they wanted to explore the property some more, and they did have a second season. So we'll see if they'll have a third. But yeah, I mean,
Netflix, you're guaranteed to get 2 at this point.
Yeah. I enjoyed the movie. It didn't quite hit the mark for me, but like I said, I respect you on the list. And like Meryl Streep's in this thing, and these random places they go to, and you're right, he is hilarious throughout the whole movie. Like his old actors troupe with like Craig Ferguson and them, when he's got them all there trying to train him how to do stuff.
And at certain points, he's like prancing around, or he's inhabiting different characters, or he is like this failed actor. It's fantastic to watch someone like that. Like I think it's why I enjoy Birdman so much. This guy that took him to certain heights as an actor. And now, what was the point? What was the meaning of all this? And just being lost. Like I got to the heights, and it was all for naught. It was nothing. It was meaningless. I love any of that shit. Just kind of lampooning what you already do.
Exactly.
All
right. What's your number 9?
My number 9 then is a Norwegian film called The Wave.
Look at you! I have not seen The Wave. Damn it!
You should see The Wave.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's on my queue. I got to see it.
It's something I had never thought about.
Okay.
Which is the fjords in Norway. It's all those lakes and waterways and whatever else with huge mountain cliffs every which way you look. And there's plateaus every once and again, and then it just goes right back to mountains. So landslide or an earthquake and it creates a tsunami. oh man, and this is a huge body of water, like
Right.
right here, enough to that could wipe out, and it just that's where it starts. And I'm not, that's the movie.
Yeah.
I'm not ruining it at all. It's more about the characters within it.
Right.
But it is a family in danger, and took something I never thought about, and like, oh my God, you'd be living in somewhat denial of the constant peril, knowing that inevitably this is happening.
Oh, yeah.
Whether or not we're here for it is the question.
Yep.
I mean, chances are no, but. And then all this potential energy gets released, and it turns into just a fucking wave.
Yeah.
Oh, ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
Para keeps getting me. She keeps trying to make me watch it because she's like, it's really good.
It's
You'll
good.
enjoy it, and it's got a disaster vibe to it, which I know you like movies like that.
The dad in it looks like, okay, you take from Stranger Things, the older brother of the kid that goes into the nowhere.
Okay, yeah.
And age him 20 years. That's exactly what the dad looks like.
Oh, wow.
But to give you a point of reference, everybody else kind of looks like this. That dude is that in 20 years, and it's him. It's like him and his family and whatever else. And his job was to monitor the mountain to see if these specific fissures that we know of, any movement or whatnot.
Yeah.
And he's getting ready to leave town. That's the start of the movie.
Okay.
I'm not giving anything away.
No, it doesn't.
Because it's all about how they build to the inevitable that you know is coming, because
Right.
it's a fucking disaster film.
Right.
But the drama that they have within, it's really good.
Okay.
I was surprised.
All right. She told me to watch The Rain as well, which is apparently this incredible Dutch series, I think. Dutch,
Rain?
I think. The Rain.
Okay.
It's supposed to be an intense
What's it about?
series. I think it's right after nuclear war or something like that, or after some kind of disaster, and the town has to figure out how to exist afterwards, and it's wiped out like half the town or something like that. I think that's what it's about. But it's on Netflix in its series, and so she's been trying to convince me to watch that as well. Basically, all the wet stuff. She's trying to get me to watch all the wet stuff.
Who knows? Maybe she's preparing you for something.
Yeah, sorry. Maybe there's a flood coming.
Yeah, there's a silver lining somewhere. And
Yeah.
You just haven't seen it yet.
What's your number 8?
My number 8 is the new released A Quiet Place.
That's a punt.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are we gonna do a spoiler discussion with that, or are we gonna do a non-spoiler? It's only been out for what?
Yeah, probably non-spoiler. I guess.
That makes the most sense to me because
all right.
I just saw it not too long ago.
Yeah.
So I feel guilty. I feel like I'm one of the last.
Yeah, no
But-
worries. I respect it.
Anyway, so that was my 7.
My
Or
number
8, rather.
10 is a film I don't think I've ever referenced on the show, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Good call.
Yeah, right?
I haven't seen that in a long time.
That thing still stays with me.
Okay.
I've seen it like 5 times. It's probably my favorite performance from Rebecca De Mornay, and I wasn't her biggest fan as an actress.
I mean,
Yeah.
otherwise what? Risky Business?
Yeah, Risky Business.
This was her biggest, meatiest role
I think so, yeah.
that she crushed, at least.
Three Musketeers.
Okay, let's not.
I'm just telling you things.
The next point of reference can't be something that is utterly besmirches. It makes your case, but she did do some good work in there.
Yeah, I'm not saying she did bad work.
Three Musketeers was not indicative of everything she was doing
No,
thereafter.
That's right. I can't judge Oliver Platt off that either. But like, but this film was interesting. I think it was in the early '90s. Annabella Shora was like someone they were trying to make happen as well, coming out of the indie films. And so this is lead. I forget the guy's name who plays the husband, but like Rebecca De Mornay is this babysitter who comes in taking care of the kid, and then eventually starts to like take over the life of and starts to tries to have an affair with the husband and wants to take the baby. So and then Julianne Moore is like the best friend of Annabella Shora in the movie, and Julianne Moore finds out that
I forgot that was Julianne Moore.
Yeah, she finds out what Rebecca De Mornay is doing and kills her. And so it's like, oh, this whole thing. So then
Has to. She's trying to fucking replace her.
Yeah, she's like going to mess up her game. So Annabella Shora like figures this out and then sets this whole thing to plan. And so they go at each other for the last half an hour of the movie. It's
What
pretty
year did it
intense.
come out?
Huh?
What year did it come
I
out?
think 91 or 92.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
All right, I'm still
Dorian
young
has
enough.
my phone.
Because the menace of just the title in and of itself, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, I like it. It's a good turn of phrase.
Yeah.
And once I found out like the gist of the story, whenever I like 11 or 12,
Yeah.
it just seemed all the scarier that you took something that seemed relatively benign and innocent.
Right.
And it's this malevolent, like, ooh. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, implying that there's the mother, that's the central force of this family, whatever else. It's that hand that rocks the cradle.
Right.
And
Exactly.
Oh.
That's what she wants to be.
Yeah.
All right. So then my number 9 is another 80s film, Poltergeist. The original Poltergeist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. That film, I watched it again maybe
I haven't seen it in years.
2 months ago on AMC. It was on, or TCM.
Okay.
And I was just like, man, I forgot how good this film is. You forget how good that film actually is, how scary that film is, how unsettling the film is, because the
The fact that
poltergeist.
those skeletons are real.
Yeah.
Those fucking things are real. It was cheaper to get those than to get a bunch of props, something along those lines.
What can you do?
So they had real skeletons, and that's why the lady freaks out so well, because it was so convincing. Well, it was convincing because that was a real skeleton. That is, the fucking interior of some individual that passed long ago.
Just rolling around in the muddy water with you, which is intense. But yes,
You ever see Body Works or Body Worlds or whatever the fuck it's called, where they put plasticine inside of people? I did that once. That's interesting as all hell.
Sure, one time. I can't handle that shit.
I saw somebody, one with some exhibit, it's in Europe somewhere now, and they had this heavyset guy's head, and they bisected it, and they had one side, so you saw the left half of his face, and at the halfway point, the other side had been turned open 45 degrees, so you saw all the interior lines you could match. It was crazy interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's fun to look at, but
No.
it's like, oh yeah, that's what's on the inside of me right now.
That's why I can't do it, man. That's why I can't even watch I can't watch ER or any of those shows. The second you start showing me people getting cut open, I lose my fucking mind. I can't handle it. Like I've been in movie theaters, like stared at the ceiling when that shit's happening on a movie theater.
It's that affecting?
Oh yeah, it's. I could never have been a doctor. I'd have failed out.
I got to know it's real for it to actually have close to that effect.
Oh yeah, I can't. The effects are so good.
What they said, maybe 127 hours. I know. Watching that, I was turning my head to the left. Like, still watching, but I was like, already knowing what the story is, but having to see it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true. With Poltergeist, you have Joe Beth Williams, Craig T. Nelson. They're the mother and father of this family as a child, and two daughters and a son. And this poltergeist, they move into this house, and slowly but surely, this poltergeist starts doing crazy shit to them in their house. It steals one of their daughters, and then
bada boom, bada bing, poltergeist popping out of here, fucking with the kids.
And then Craig T. Nelson finds out that the idiot, his partner in the business, built these houses on an ancient burial ground, Native American burial ground.
What are you going to do? Look, the land was cheap.
It was cheap.
There's a reason for that. Who had ownership? You would think they would have given that to the, Native Americans.
No.
This is just, apparently they forgot about this.
Yeah. Yeah, and so all these skeletons pop. And I love the scene near the end where he confronts his partner who rolls up in the car, like freaking out what's happening in the house. And he goes, "You built this on the land of dead. You did this, your burial ground, blah, blah, blah." It's so funny. And then the thing swallows the house up at the end. It's so intense, that film. It still works.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in so long.
All right. Well,
I remember all the scenes you're talking about going through, but it's just like, God, I don't know, 15 years, maybe longer.
Right on. All right, so then my number 8, I think, is called The Guest. Do you remember this one at all?
Yeah, came out, you talk about the one from a year ago with Joel Edgerton? Maybe it was 2 years ago?
No, that's The Gift.
Oh, The Gift.
Yeah.
The Guest. What was The Guest?
The Guest is with, what's her face? Dan Stevens from like Downton Abbey, and he was the Beast in Beauty and the Beast.
Uh-huh.
So what it is, it's a film that it was done by Adam Wingard, and he's a soldier who is coming back from the war, and he introduces himself to this family because he claims to be a friend of their son that died in the war. So they take him in to stay.
One of those.
Yes. So and then
a Seymour Skinner.
Yeah, slowly but surely he starts to target the family to kill. Like he befriends the son, who's supposedly the brother of the guy who died, and all this, and the sister. Also, he starts slowly ingratiating himself in the family and starts turning the whole family upside down because he wants to kill the whole family. It's an 80s horror throwback type vibe to it.
Okay.
It has the synth music, the whole. It's like a call.
Interesting.
Yeah, Matt, I think you dig it. It's like a callback to The Hitcher. Those kinds of films from the 80s. Yeah. And so it's an intense film that goes and it slowly builds, and it's a school dance is involved, and then some kind of a maze that's at the school, all this shit that happens, and it's such a fantastically interesting film. And it's one of the best performances I've ever seen Dan Stevens do.
Okay.
And after that movie, I was like, whatever the fuck else he does, he's a good actor. No matter what, he's a good damn actor. So.
Look, sometimes people need a little, they got to learn to walk before they can run.
Yeah.
Type of things. They got enough chances and they figured it out.
Yeah.
This is how I do this. It took a while.
I just think if you're walking out of something like Downton Abbey, this very stuffy, British type show, and you're playing a lord, the greatest way to introduce yourself to the American market is to do a film like this, where you show the range of what you can actually be, like the whole flip side of it, and how intense you can be. So I thought it was a brilliant choice by him to do it. All right, so that was my number 8. What's your number 7?
My number 7 is Train to Busan.
Oh, good one, dude.
Okay.
Balls.
It's zombies.
Shit.
It's
You're
zombies.
Right. It's
I know.
the father and daughter.
It is. It's father-daughter.
It counts.
And if this is happening here, that means it's families all across the nation here. Everybody is in peril if we really want to go that far. If we
I love how you prepared your argument just in case.
I did it for a couple.
Multiple families.
This affects wide swaths of individuals.
Fair enough.
I watched it not too long ago on a recommendation from, I think, a fan from the show.
Uh-huh.
And then my nephew Gabe hit me up and he's like, hey, that is good. He listened to the show and he's like, you should see that. And I watched it one night and I was like, that was really good.
Yep.
That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a premise you already know going into it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just a matter of the characters and whether or not you actually buy all these things. And I love the guy, the villain. He is a villain to the very fucking end. It's impressive.
All the way to the end.
Yeah, he plays just one of the biggest douches you've met in a long time.
And you want to hate him because of the three-piece suit, because of his job, because of his ruthlessness desire to live. And we can judge him if we want. We all want to be pure about it. But who would really
He could have ended up moderately pure.
Sure.
Because when he was saying, in essence, don't open that door, you could make a case that he is arguing for the benefit of all. He did it prematurely in most people's eyes.
Right.
But as soon as they get through and he just fucking stab you in the back and I will stab you in the back and I will do whatever I can to survive. That guy, I loved all the choices for that because like if he's going to be a dick, he's got to be a dick full bore.
Yeah, all the way to the end.
Yeah, he can't just pivot finally to the end and find humanity.
Right.
No, this guy's got to be, he's got to be the true villain as opposed to the faceless zombies.
Right.
You know?
Or the dad, because the dad was kind of a jerk at the beginning, then kind of a jerk initially on the train. If his daughter doesn't start crying, he maybe doesn't do the right thing. And that's interesting too, which is why you have to keep the other guy a pure villain, because you have to save the redemption story for the dad. So it was a brilliant way it was done.
Yeah, and the close of that movie, I don't want to ruin it because I didn't see it until years later, was really like it had impact that you don't expect from something like this when it's done well, like any genre.
Yeah.
Like I remember when 28 Days Later came out.
Oh man! And
a buddy of mine was like, no, actually, I just saw the trailer once, and I was like, I don't like zombie films. That looks really interesting. And I went and saw it. I was blown away. And then I happened to find one friend like 2 weeks later that saw it, and we talked for 20 minutes because we were the only people that knew each other that had seen it. It was like, oh man, and I love that zombies run fast. Why not? Why not?
It's totally believable.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And the transfer and all that stuff. So if you do it, you can reinvent something that seems tired.
Oh, absolutely. If you shoot it well.
I don't know. What are you
laughing at? What are you grinning at, you ghost?
Oh. Yeah. Almost forgot you were in here. I literally did. I was like so enraptured in the conversation. And now we made some asinine fucking quip, and this son of a bitch is judging over in the corner.
What are you laughing about, man?
That was a G.
What? Don't look at your shit while you're talking to us. All right, what's your number 6?
I don't believe he knew he was talking to us. Is that an unspoken thing where it's 100% of, you need to be laser focused in 100% of the time?
You are? Yeah. All right.
He's present.
You can, if you set stuff up, you can leave if you want to leave if you're not going to record. Like, it's up to you. Oh, there it is. Oh, well.
Oh, sure. Landscape. I was told we had to go portrait mode, and you can only get it, even if you tuck it in the back corner, we would have had to sit.
Like, real close
like
to
right here, and just be like, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah. Oh, you can cut that out. All right, fair enough. All right. What's your number 6?
My number 6 is Arachnophobia.
Oh, nice choice.
There it is.
Not one of my favorite films, so please go ahead.
You want to talk about a fear? I am not afraid of spiders anymore, but when I was a kid, nothing scared me more.
Really?
Nothing. Eventually, I just came to, I learned which ones I need to be genuinely afraid of.
Right.
And now I'm not afraid of any of them because I've seen black widows up close. I've seen brown recluses. I've seen, I remember one time we went camping and just standing next to this tree. And I look over and there's, I think it's a wolf spider just on the tree.
Fuck off.
And just lying perched up because that's what it does. It camouflages itself in. It's just this huge spider. It's like, okay, all right. Like I was slowly getting out of it, but you see something that big and it's right next to it. And you're like, no, that's a little too close for comfort. Even though I know it wants nothing to do with me. It's not going to attack me.
Right.
Trust me, it is infinitely more afraid of me than I am, than I should be of it.
Right.
It still doesn't matter. Still doesn't matter. So now you're talking about an entire town infested by killers. Just straight up cold-blooded fucking serial killers.
Right.
Dude, fuck off, man. That still gets me. I'm not afraid of spiders anymore, but the reality of this tarantula comes in, even though a tarantula is not, it's not harmful to people outside of little hairs it can flick off on the back of its abdomen. So it'll go and like make you get in your eyes and shit and irritate. Or it can bite you and like I think it'll turn you numb maybe for a short time. But that's
I think so. That's what it does.
That's about it. But at the same time, it looks scary as balls. And then it fucks like a common house spider or something, and together the two of them make this super soldier mini spy, and they all of a sudden there's like quadrillions of spiders.
Yeah.
It's unsettling to say, and I still enjoy it. I watched it, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years ago again.
Yeah.
I've seen it maybe 10, 12 times.
Wow. Really?
Because I didn't like spiders, I educated myself a lot.
Right.
So the fact that here's one of the only movies that wasn't absolutely asinine ridiculous like Eight-Legged Freaks, which I didn't see, because it's just stupid.
Yeah.
Spiders are coming out from underground, and how big are they supposed to be? It's like that Monster Trucks movie that came out. It's like, how did this get greenlit?
Yeah.
Anybody that forks over money for this, like that's where the NSA should be tracking. I don't think those people should have access to certain rights within this country.
Whoa.
If you paid money to go see Monster, like if you walked into it going, this is going to be awesome.
Well, it's supposed to be a kid's film, so you can't blame the kids.
I'm saying our age.
Oh, fair enough.
Sure. Teenager, no problem.
Right.
I went to a lot of crap movies because I was dumb, and I was like, dude, blah, 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 blah. And you had another friend go, hell yeah. And you guys went to the movie because you just bought into the bullshit premise.
That's right.
I didn't care.
That's how Van Damme made his millions.
I'm saying someone in their... from me.
That's me too.
So somebody that's our age or older, and they walked into I don't know. I would check his library card records. I would check his DMV record.
Fair enough.
Maybe put him on a gun fucking list or something.
I watched 15 minutes of it the other day on one of the pay channels.
How many IQ points you lose?
I don't know, because it was not dumb. It was sweet, but it was like terrible. Danny Glover's in it. They put Danny in a wheelchair.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't want to know anymore.
Jane Levy's in it, who I was really surprised to see in the movie. Jane Levy was great in Suburgatory, that ABC show. She was the daughter in Suburgatory. And she's been in like Evil Dead. She was in the Evil Dead remake. And so she's a good actress, and I was surprised to see her in Monster Trucks. I'm like, why are you doing this then? No. So anyway, that was my thoughts. All right, was that your number 6?
Yeah, Arachnophobia, Jeff Daniels, John Goodman. I can't remember any of the other actors' names off the top of my head. Those are the two that stick out. Goodman's the exterminator. Because there's like the other doctor in town, and then the heavyset guy that the spider crawls out of his nose. Him and his wife go to make popcorn, and they're going to sit down and watch Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
And then they show up to the house, and it crawls out of one nostril. Why? Why would the spider so quickly? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, perfectly. Why? Because you're still talking about it 20 years later.
It was good. It was good. It was very effective.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, I've watched the behind the scenes on that shit.
What? Wow.
Yeah, how they got the spiders to fan out because they use like little heat, like hair dryers and whatnot, and they would scurry away from just the simple heat of that. Oh. So they'd lay out, like open up a canister or whatever the fuck,
Jesus.
a Tupperware, and 30 would run out. And they just use a hair dryer and try and direct them certain ways within the shot. God. You're like, wow, this is
F all that.
Yeah, man. How many spider wranglers do you need on that set?
I know, right?
There could be a rule. You can only check so many bags for this flight.
That's true.
So that was my 6.
All right, my number 7 is San Andreas.
I haven't seen it.
What?
That looks terrible.
Oh, it's so much fun. It's it's cheesy fun. It's
it 2012 fun?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. 2012 fun.
It's your version of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because The Rock plays this like it's like a combo of Cliffhanger and 2012. Because The Rock plays this guy who like helps people like.
Of course, he would do that. He's a helicopter pilot, isn't he?
He's a helicopter pilot. He helps people out of situations that are stuck on mountains. That's what he does. He like talks them through it. Blah blah blah. I think if I'm right, at the beginning he loses someone, and so it kind of it becomes a thing where he doesn't want to lose anybody anymore, and he's overprotective, he's overcautious about it, and then all of a sudden, like the earthquake happens or whatever it is that in the San Andreas earthquake happens. So, and his daughter, who is played by Alessandro Dario, they have to go find and Carla Gugino, and I think they're either divorcing or they're having troubles with their marriage that they're not living together.
Do you know what this does?
Yeah,
this pulls them back in.
Brings
you know what I mean?
That's right. They go find
makes him realize what's truly important in this world.
Exactly.
It only took a fucking extinction level event practically.
Sometimes you got to have your eyes opened, and. Which is why I hate Pearl Harbor, because how's the love triangle still going on after the war is over? Like, what is wrong with you? After the attack, rather, is over. Like, come on.
I don't know.
But in San Andreas, so he spends the rest of the movie. And by the way, the criticisms of the film are valid. The fact that he ignores everyone else he's supposed to be saving, so he can go save his daughter. Yeah.
What does he do for a living? Because I would assume helicopter resources are at a maximum, a premium.
Right.
And you're going to save who in the middle of where?
His daughter.
And I didn't know that.
Yeah, in the middle of San Francisco. He's trying to find her in the middle of San Francisco.
At least he's in downtown. He should be saving other people while he's there.
Yeah, but he's not. He's really focused on his daughter. Yeah, and then he lets go of the helicopter.
Just somebody gets on, kicks him in the face. Get off! I gotta get my daughter. Just this cold, heartless prick. I could never see The Rock doing it, but that would be a pretty fantastic choice.
It would be possible. Because he ditches the helicopter and then tries every car, boat in the water to go find his daughter and his son. I think his son as well, or the daughter's friend or something like that. So it's weird, but the whole thing, it's ridiculous.
Why'd you say it like that?
Like what?
Boat in the water.
Because
as opposed to what, boat in dry dock?
Well, no, I guess that's a good point.
Yeah, but that's what struck me, because you were so definitive on that point of in the water.
Because the water is around the buildings, so the buildings.
But why
are
is a pilot in a boat? Why did we take him out of the cool thing?
Yeah, man,
dude, Miami Vice, and they're cigarette boats, those long fast speedsters, and he's just flying through the harbor in San Francisco for no reason. That'd be awesome.
With Carla Gugino on the tip of the boat.
This was made in the 80s. You would have.
That's true. That's true.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's a fun, stupid little film, and of course the family is in danger because of the earthquake and everything else that's going on around them, because fire and the buildings, the water goes so high, it's 50 floors high on the buildings and stuff. All of that's happening. He's crashing through windows to try to find his daughter, navigating the building, the water in the building, in the boat as well. So, and then they're trying to go back all the way to this one place where they're going to all reunite and get saved. And the film ends with a billowing, flapping American flag. And I thought that was fucking great. Such an American.
They pump it a little Lee Greenwood.
I wish they'd done
it. To be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Oh, I've told you that story before, right? That I had my general was obsessed with that song when I was in the military.
Dude, when I was a kid, I loved that song.
Oh, it's a good song.
But notice that when I was a kid,
right.
I think it's a fine song.
Sure.
But to listen to it all the time, I don't know.
Yeah, he played it at every battalion get-together. So we had to listen. That was the beginning before anyone did any remarks. He would just play that proud, and he would just stand there with tear going down his face with his hand over his heart.
Wow, good for that dude.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't have patriotism for the country.
I love my country too.
But to listen to a song that much and it still has that emotional response, that's incredible.
Yeah.
To have that kind of synergy in life. I don't know if I have anything that I put it on, it could make me cry every time. Maybe this is one emotional release.
Yeah.
This is it. Everything else is just fucking by the book drill sergeant.
That's right. He's always
the one time he lets his guard down. That's why it's just tear every time. He's good.
All right, my number 6 is a bit of a cheat. I think, and I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it, but people know I had to throw one Western on here, The Searchers, because he's, his family is Natalie Wood, and and the Indians have killed her family.
Sure.
And they've kept her as well. I don't want to, what do you want to say? Native Americans? I don't know what you want to say, but the bad guys. How about that?
I knew it's fine.
Yeah. The bad guys.
So if somebody else out there wants to judge for us slipping up.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't us.
You're
it was
fine.
me.
I chose
Matt
not
is
to.
clean. Matt is clean. It was me. You can bat at.
Being the only one that's technically Indian in this room.
That's true.
You're fine.
Thank you very much.
You're fine. And I am 1/8 allowed to say that.
That's right.
Finally.
The 7/8 of you is not allowed.
And guess what? Anybody wants to attack me, go right ahead. I don't care.
But Natalie Wood is his niece. So, he's trying to save her because she's the last of his family that was killed by those Indians to survive. So he has to spend the whole movie trying to find her. And then when he does, he almost wants to kill her because she ends up, she's dressed as an Indian and she's acting the Indian ways and she doesn't want to be rescued. And it's a whole thing. And then in the end, he realizes.
What I've sacrificed to get you here. I didn't ask you to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he realizes the whole thing.
Yeah. I don't have to pay for your sins.
Exactly. So, but anyway, you guys have heard me talk about The Searcher, so that's my number 6. So,
it doesn't come up all that often on this show.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But, perhaps I understand what you mean because there are movies we do it between the two of us going, we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe we haven't. Maybe we just only talked about it twice in the past month.
Oh.
And now it feels like those type of things.
Yeah.
I don't know that The Searchers come up all that often.
That's true. Probably not since the Westerns one.
And I think, honestly, that's a good idea because now I'm reevaluating. Like, I didn't even think about Westerns of all the different places that I went. I didn't even think about it. Now I got options for days.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there we go. Maybe we should do a Families in Danger and Westerns.
Well, we split the atom even more. Mm-hmm. All right, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Manhunter. The Michael Mann.
Fuck, that's a great choice.
Mid-'80s, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
If anybody's seen Red Dragon, this is a much superior version of Red. It's the Hannibal Lecter universe.
Yep.
And it's...
William Peterson.
William Peterson. Gil Grissom on CSI.
Yes.
And Brian Cox is playing Lecter.
Yes, he does.
Which is really interesting to see another excellent actor's take on this.
Yeah. And before Brian Cox blew up, like, he did this movie then,
he wasn't Brian Cox.
Anything till the 90s, yeah.
And neither was Peterson.
Right.
Peterson was getting a push, this guy can really act, and he was getting some shots.
Yeah, To Live and Die in L.A., and this film, right?
So it's a superior version of Red Dragon with Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah.
And is that the one? That's the one with Ed Norton, isn't it?
Yeah, Ralph Fiennes, Ed Norton, Harvey Keitel.
Is Seymour Hoffman the reporter?
Yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Yes, he is.
Yeah. In this one, it's Peterson. The guy that plays the serial killer is that guy.
Yeah.
Played a bunch of eccentric, weird characters from movies in the 80s and
Isn't
90s.
he in Arachnophobia? Oh, no, he's in Eight-Legged... Is he in Arachnophobia or Eight-Legged Freaks? Like, he's the one in charge of the spider stuff or whatever? I thought it was the same guy. Or am I thinking Tremors?
Arachnophobia,
I think I'm thinking Tremors. I think Tremors.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think he's in.
I'm going to look it up because I need to understand. Go ahead.
Anyway, so Manhunter's just a much more taut, suspenseful version of the Red Dragon film. I saw Red Dragon, and I liked it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It puts you in the same vibe as that world. It doesn't obviously get to the heights, whereas Manhunter's like a really... I don't know, a more taut take on that entire world that I believed more so. I mean, it does take you out when you watch now some of the 80s fashion, especially for Peterson's character.
Right.
At times it's like, wow, that's a fucking Miami Vice influenced pop culture. Now a wardrobe person made this choice kind of jacket.
Right.
I just remember this one specifically, like that screams 1984 to 86 or something. It's not bad.
Right.
It's very distinct. It only existed in this pocket in pop culture.
Yeah.
Type of things. That every once again does kind of take you out of it. Is it him?
He was in Eight-Legged Freaks.
Okay.
Yeah,
which I haven't
him.
seen. I was like, he's not in Tremors, I don't think.
But he's in Heat. Remember Heat, the Pacino De Niro film?
Yeah.
He's
Do you remember Heat?
Well, I didn't know how much
you
you've
fucking
seen it.
cocksucker. Do you remember Heat? Oh my God. You heard of this Corleone guy? Have you heard of this fucking guy? It's a whole family of them. I hadn't heard a goddamn thing about that before. Anyway.
I just didn't know if you'd seen it as religiously. But remember the guy that's...
It's come up on this show like 50 times. 50. We've actually had a discussion of what we thought it was based on the North Hollywood shootings.
Oh,
and
that's
it's not.
right, that's right.
That came out afterwards.
Okay, so you do remember Heat. So what I'm saying is... The guy in the Heat, he's the guy in the wheelchair that says he's pulling the data out of the air. It's just there in the beard.
Oh, yeah.
That's him.
Yeah,
That's the same guy from Manhunter. Yeah,
you're right.
Yep.
Just
Tom Noonan is his name. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Creepy-ish.
He's great as those parts.
And that he's playing now. He's just playing a normal guy. He's just like talking about the fact that he can't plug information just straight out of the air because he's flying around unprotected before. And really good encryption.
Yep.
So Manhunter is a Lecterian world.
Yep.
And you guys should go watch it. Check it out. It's pretty fantastic. Early Michael Mann work.
It is Michael Mann, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and that soundtrack is a classic 80s synth, which is awesome.
Yeah, no, it's an 80s, but it's an 80s like, this is a quality film.
Oh, yeah.
This is top to bottom.
It's scary
solid.
and it's scary as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like one of those that just comes in like a sexy beast.
Yeah.
This thing is quality. Doesn't matter what year it comes out. It's kind of timeless.
Yep.
Like, if you like these types of movies, you'll enjoy the living shit out of this because it's just a well executed across the board. The acting, the directing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Joan Allen's in this thing too, man. A young Joan Allen. All right, that was your number 5?
That was my 5.
So how do we do this again? Do we go to me now? It's been a long time. We've had guests so much, I get thrown off. All right.
Then we trade one apiece. Once we revealed our personal top 10 list, we create the shows between the two of us.
Maybe if I listened.
Dude, I feel like you're having a senior moment.
I'm old, man.
Between Heat and now this. It's back-to-back things.
Yeah.
My name is Matt.
Hello, Matt.
It's a pleasure.
Who's the black guy in the room? Who's the other black guy? It's Dorian. All right, then my number 5 is Panic Room.
Who's one that explained what he's going to do for us later, and I still have no fucking idea. I haven't used the whatever program he's talking about. He's like, yeah, the thing where we put the one on top of the other, it'll be done. I was like, you could have said anything right there. You could have said anything. It was like being down at the track and people are inside betting like, fucking, I don't even know what the hell I'm going, where I'm going.
I like
with
where
that.
you're going.
I fizzled out so
it.
hard. I couldn't think of something you would say as a gambler because I don't know that goddamn world and I don't know why I chose it for that.
I like it, man. I like when you go on the rants and stop.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck was I going on there?
You know where that ended? That ended. If you ever driven through the Rockies and there's those big
all
truck,
the time.
Yeah, you never like anywhere that's mountainous.
No, okay, mountainous.
If a truck loses its brakes,
Yeah.
there's those pull-offs where it goes uphill when you're going downhill, a little emergency ditch.
Yeah.
And you go off, and they look like off ramps, so they just go. It's a ramp that goes up an earthen structure. So a truck, if it's out of control, can just go up that and reduce its speed.
Wow. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
You got to drive through more mountains. You got to get out in nature, which we discussed before. You want no part of.
I don't want to be.
He's out.
I just can't. I need brick buildings or concrete
I
buildings.
mean, the boat was in the water. it was in the water, man.
All right, my number 5 then. It's fucking...
Yeah, that could be a T-shirt right there. The boat. It's in the water. We have to get the exact quote down. I've already massacred it, but
it's in there somewhere.
Oh man.
You put the boat in the water. All right, so my number 5 is
And have you seen Heat? That could be my other favorite one.
Is Panic Room. Remember Panic Room? The Dave Fincher film. That's my number 5.
Oh, great segue. Great segue. You'll remember Panic Room? Who doesn't? Jared Leto with cornrows?
Yeah, man.
Dwight Yoakam?
What's he doing with cornrows,
Never
dog?
going to forget it. I didn't enjoy that movie.
White people should not wear cornrows, man.
Oh, no.
Ever.
You look terrible.
That's right.
You look terrible.
Don't braid your hair.
It's not even breaking. It's not.
Yeah.
No.
Only Nick Kroll in Uncle Drew should get away with that. No one else should get away with it. But anyway, yeah, the film is a young Kristen Stewart with Jodie Foster. They're playing mother and daughter, and I think their house is getting broken into by Jared Leto, Dwight Yoakam, and Forrest Whitaker, and they have a panic room. So they escape into the panic room. They have to try to find a way to escape the situation and get the cops called and all this kind of jazz. And because because they see Jared Leto's face, I think there's a frustration that they have to kill these people, and they can't because Jodie Foster and Kristen Stewart know their house better than they do. They're able to maneuver around the house while also
they got a home field advantage.
Exactly, and we're using the panic room as a fortress, as a jumping off point.
Yeah, I remember them running back to it and doors slammed shut a couple times. They almost get caught, type of things.
No one talks about this. It's one of the best Fincher films that he's ever made, but no one talks about it.
Just not a fan.
Really?
I don't hate it or anything. It's just I saw it and I was like, okay.
Wow.
And I know I've seen it since. It's been on some randomly and I've watched piece here, piece there, but it just never caught me.
Interesting. All right, yeah. I always enjoy watching whenever I flip it on because I just like the drama of it all and the near misses and the tension and all of that. And then that ends up causing division within Dwight Yoakam and Jared Leto and Forrest Whitaker. And what happens to them as they get more and more frustrated that they can't capture or kill Jodie Foster and Kristen Stewart. And Kristen Stewart is weird because this is when she was really young. You can't tell if it's a boy or a girl. That's what everyone was asking after the movie. Is this a boy or a girl? It's really interesting. They couldn't tell.
I don't remember.
Time.
I mean, I know I can picture her in the movie and what she looks like. I guess that would make sense.
Yeah. All right, what's your number 4?
My number 4. Wow, we've had what, one punt?
Yeah, one punt.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
My number 4 is the Poseidon Adventure.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, it's numerous families.
Yeah, sure.
So I just took it from that. It's like, why not go back to another? Now, this is a movie we have talked about a few times.
Yeah, we have.
It is a 70s thriller that fully holds up.
70s disaster movie. Quintessential.
Disaster, yeah.
Quintessential.
But I think it's just in general, like, it's a quality film.
Yep,
It's
agreed.
not something that's so dated that takes you out of it at times, like the pacing with certain subplots and whatnot.
Right.
The overall structure or construct of the group of people.
Mm-hmm.
It does it nicely, and as we talked about before, as certain people get picked off, which you know is coming. Nobody, through any natural disaster movie or anything like this,
Right.
not everybody makes it to the finish line. It's unfortunate,
Yeah.
but it's a fucking movie. You
Yeah.
know? You have to be entertaining on some level, but the choices they make, they're pretty impressive. I don't know that in this day and age you would take all those specific choices because they want to appeal to people as opposed to making them
Right.
feel anything like genuine like that at certain points. It's just like, shit, man, that's a dissolution of two people that have been together for years.
Yeah. I think you take those kinds of choices in an independent film nowadays. You couldn't do it in a studio film. Like, that's what's so great about the 70s. The 70s had so many films that ended in ways that were depressing, or people died in surprising moments in the film, where nowadays it'd be more about, or in the last few years, actually, the last couple of decades, it'd be more about like the happy ending. Got to have that happy ending. In the 70s, like some of the greatest films don't have happy endings at all.
Yeah,
And it's like,
no.
like Godfather 1 doesn't have a happy ending. Godfather 2 doesn't have a happy ending. Apocalypse Now doesn't have a happy ending.
Well, I mean, go
so many of them.
listen to our Best of 70s
Yeah,
Wayne.
with Wayne.
A bunch of movies that we all liked in common have that kind of, you walk out of the theater going, man, that was a gut punch for this reason or that reason or whatever else. But I appreciate that because it made me feel something and question certain realities, ask things of myself that I'm not accustomed to from a movie. And I like that. Sometimes I want to utterly zone out and see something. And other times I want to be engaged, both the stimulus of the action plus like quality storyline. And that's great within the family construct of like these types of movies.
Yeah.
So you get that extra heartstring. And this is such a disparate group of individuals. You have something to identify with in there somewhere, and a lot of ways numerous.
Yep.
Or
Agreed.
I know someone kind of like that, and this person reminds me of this.
Right.
Poseidon it's a simple story. Rogue wave capsizes
Yeah.
the cruise ship.
Yep.
Couldn't think of the word cruise.
Yeah.
That was my senior moment. We're both having them. We're both having them. And that's the setup, and just from there, who lives and dies, and how they get out.
And they do a great job of setting up the storylines before the wave hits.
Yes.
You know,
Really quickly, too.
Yep. The stuff with Gene Hackman, the stuff with Edward Albert. And
It doesn't feel forced either.
No, it doesn't. It feels very natural what's happening on the ship. People running into each other. Happens on a cruise ship. People run into each other, have spark conversations, things of that kind of nature. And then when everything flips around, you have a basis to judge these people through, or prism to judge these people through once the disaster starts to happen.
Yeah.
Which really helps, all right, that was your number 4?
That was my number 4. What
Okay,
you got?
so my number 4 is the punch from earlier, A Quiet Place.
Okay, 4?
Oh yeah, that film still resonates with me, man. It's a film I want to go back and see it, but I'm too afraid to go back and see it because it really fucked me up when I saw it the first time. Like I had trouble. Like I had to look at the bottom corner of the screen because I was so afraid of what was happening on the screen. I was the tension.
Wow,
of it.
really?
Yeah, man.
I mean, I enjoyed like Krasinski and Emily Blunt were
they're great.
stellar, just fantastic, and I like the dynamic within the family.
Yeah, the deaf girl.
Really well acted.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could put it that high just yet. I've only seen it the one time.
Okay.
Perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe if we revisit this in the topic in the future,
Yeah, sure.
perhaps it'll come up at that point a little higher on the list.
Yeah. Well, the artistry of it is what still resonates with me, and what Krasinski was able to do in his directorial debut, for God's sakes, to create such an incredible film full of tension and fear, and that opening scene of what happens to their family, that opening scene, and how it haunts them for the rest of the time in the movie, how everyone acts and how everyone it relates with each other, why certain things are happening
Still, though,
to the family. It resonates powerfully, man.
I felt that they were beating themselves up over something they couldn't control.
Well,
or had they just done one thing, which is one person is leading the group, the other person is behind.
Right.
So you're making sure everybody, as opposed to just doing ducklings.
That's what they should have done.
Should have, but it was also day 80, and they've gotten this far, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
But this whole idea of how much the daughter has to feel guilty about and how it strained their relationship as father and daughter, all of that played through. And then the alien itself, good God.
Yeah.
That is one of the most unsettlingly scary things I've ever seen on screen. So all around, just for me, the inventiveness of the film and the tension and the fear, and then you felt for the family the whole time. It was such an interesting new way to put that situation out there. All right, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is one we haven't talked about in a long time, as far as I'm concerned. What are you doing, Jazz Hands?
I'm wondering if you have one of my top 3, so I'm wondering.
Possibly.
Okay.
But I don't think it'll be this one.
Okay.
Contagion.
Yeah, no, that's all you.
Yeah, this is where you're like, oh, somebody came in with, definition or whatever arguments for your side. I did it with Contagion because, like, listen, you have Lawrence Fishburne, and he's got a daughter. Matt Damon's got a daughter.
Right.
And this does affect the entire world. Plus, this...
So numerous families.
Exactly. This is... if Busan was country, this is global, baby.
Fair.
You know, think global, act local. So that's
nice.
All politics is local politics.
Someone should put that on a bumper sticker. It's good. It's good.
It already exists.
What? That's fucked up.
And perhaps an even less clunky version. I don't know. But Contagion, I read a book years ago about the Spanish flu, and that blew my fucking mind to kill 5% of the world in 18 months, 5 to 10%, something along those lines, in 18 months. And that's before the interconnectivity that we have today. So if there was a superbug like that, it could travel the world so quickly.
Oh, yeah.
And you could decimate us. You could easily decimate us.
Yep.
And then now, hey, here's a pretty realistic version of how that would go down. And you're like, man, fuck you. It's so scary. Like, there's danger for the family in that. There's danger for humanity.
Yeah.
You see it crystallized at certain points through the eyes of, family members. Mm-hmm. And other times it's the individuals trying to fight the disease.
Right.
Or it's all different perspectives of the same fight. We're all trying to rally against this fucking, terrible disaster that's coming our way.
Yeah.
And it's a great ensemble cast. It's shot really starkly and well. There's like a cold lens through everything.
Yeah.
Over and over. Matt Damon's excellent at Lawrence Fishburne. Gwyneth Paltrow.
Right.
That bitch. I'm just talking about the movie.
Patient Zero.
That bitch. It's her own fault.
Yeah, true.
It's her own fault.
Yep. Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet. The doctors that are the petri dishes to test drive some of this stuff, like over and over and over again. What humanity we have to do to get out of this.
Oh, yeah.
Just ridiculous,
You
man.
have to have sacrifices. That's how it works.
Can you imagine that? Just you can't stop it. There is no vaccine,
right?
And it's like the Infinity Gauntlet. It's going to take.
Yep.
And there's no stopping. Just like guess what? We won't know what the percentage is until after it's over.
Right. It's going to be a lot.
It's going to be a lot. Doesn't even matter if it's 1%.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And now if the world's population has exploded since 1918,
it's incredible, man. We've come so close to like being wiped out numerous times through the course of human history by bugs or diseases or anything of that nature. It's really incredible. I'm surprised we haven't had I guess AIDS is the most recent thing, being that it started in the 80s, that could have wiped us out if we didn't find some way to temper it or prevent it, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So all of that is. It's just intense. I'm surprised something hasn't, with all the smog and pollution and the issues we've had in trying to regulate factories and what have you and business, industrial revolution type shit. I'm surprised we haven't some bug hasn't popped up to wipe us all out. I really am.
I don't think it would start here.
Yeah, what do you think it would start like?
India, China. If you're talking about if it needs industrial runoff and waste,
fair enough.
India or China. They've just got so many more people packed into smaller places with all the filth that we make, and now we're bringing in like manufacturing and what is the holiest river in India? Is it the Tigris? It's like where they have to go make a pilgrimage and wash themselves in it.
The Tiber, isn't it? The Tiber,
or maybe it's the Tiber.
Yeah.
That now, because of industrial runoff and whatnot, is just disgusting. Just absolutely, it chokes out all life, and it's this sludge by the time it gets far enough downriver. Like, there's where your superbugs are coming from.
Exactly.
Anything that could survive that, coupled with all our own filth, dude, that thing's. I'm glad it's single-celled, because if it was multicellular like us, we'd be gone.
We'd be dead.
We'd be gone.
We'd be wiped out.
Yeah, you crawl out of our shit and become that strong, you're going to take all of us out.
That's right. All right, so my number 3 is Jurassic Park.
Okay, it's on my side list.
Okay. Because of the kids, and it's such a good movie, and I know I've bitched about this franchise before, but this film is good. So,
when it doesn't lay turds.
Yeah, and this film is great, and the kids are in danger the whole time. The family, from the dinosaurs and the raptors. In essence, you could argue that Sam Neill and Laura Dern are their mother and father for the sake of the film.
Yeah,
and so all of that gets involved with them and what they survive, and the T-Rex, and it's all the iconic stuff that goes on through the whole film as they try to survive. The stuff with the raptors in the kitchen and everything like that. So much fun, and in the museum. museum and everything like that. So I enjoy it.
Do you know that it's Wayne Knight, the guy who was on Seinfeld? He tried to talk Spielberg into bringing him back, either in the second or the third, just horribly disfigured, but saying like, that was a small dinosaur,
right.
and I'm a big guy. You think he finished me off? And he just comes back into a scene. I was like, that's not a bad spin.
Yeah, that's true.
You could bring back if like he is, but now he's out. He needs to get his money. His life is destroyed.
Right.
It's this terrible figure, and he comes out from the shadows, and he's pulling the strings kind of shit.
He's like, let me tell you about the dinosaurs.
Yeah,
something
he's
like that.
tore at his throat or something, so he's got a voice box. I don't know. But I heard that, and I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That would have been better than some of the choices they've made.
I agree with that. No doubt. All right, what's your number 2?
If you want to hear a spoiler-filled discussion about the newest Jurassic Park,
boom.
you can join our Patreon, where we have a recap and review of that movie that just came out. Hey, and by the time you're hearing this, we had a recap and review of Sicario, too. So
yes.
we hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And thank you for supporting us on Patreon. And for those that want to hear that stuff in the future, we're not going to take them down, so they'll be up if you want to listen. And that was my plug.
That's a
out
good
of
plug.
nowhere.
Yeah.
It was organic until I called it out.
Well, now you got to tell the address, www.patreon.com/the top 10. There you go.
/
/ the top 10. God damn, I always mess that up. All right. What's your number 2? Yes?
My number 2, can't believe this. Is this not made? The Impossible.
Oh, I haven't seen it. That's why it's not on my list.
You haven't seen that yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
I know it's come up at least once.
I know.
I brought it up as a joke in that let's focus on the one white family and all these Southeast Asian people going through. They lost generations of families, some individuals, and it was just going to be like, what about the British tourists, though?
Yeah, right.
What happened to them? What happened to them?
The one white
But
family.
the story is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
What these people lived through. I mean, can you imagine
Yeah.
a tsunami? I mean, as dumb a statement as that is, it's like you're just standing there and all of a sudden a however foot tall wave is now coming in and just running roughshod over the entire landmass, and you're on ground floor. Good luck.
Yeah.
And she has that huge gash in her leg and has to keep walking through it. She gets a huge gash in her leg. I'm not ruining it. This is the opening. Right. And she has to carry that through, and you're like, the whole movie, it's so realistic on a lot of levels that you put yourself in the place of a lot of different players, but Naomi Watts especially.
Yeah.
And I can't, I mean, I thought a tsunami was bad before, and then you start thinking about the boots on the ground type aspect of it, and just trying to get potable water or food or dry shelter or any of that stuff. Yeah. When the landmass is now covered in water.
Isn't Ewan McGregor the husband in this thing too?
Yes.
Yeah. And I forget who directed it. It's a guy who's still working nowadays, and
have to look it up. No idea.
Yeah, people love his work. I know that. I know it's something I have to get to. I don't know why I haven't gotten to it yet. It's supposed to be.
Here, I'll look it up.
Okay. Really damn good. Yeah.
If you like those type of...
Oh, yeah. It's Bayona. How ironic. It's the one who directed the one we just tore apart to pieces. The Jurassic World that we just tore to pieces. Same director. There you go.
Well, son of a bitch, man. Obviously, you can tell I'm a fan of your previous work.
Right. Well, Tom Holland plays the son, too. Mr. Spider-Man, he's the son.
Oh, I forgot that was him. Well, you don't even think about it. It's one of those I would see it in a few years and be like, oh, shit, young Tom Holland.
Yeah. That's always weird when that happens.
Yeah, you do. And you see somebody that just rose right past, like through, and like, wow, that guy.
Yeah.
Here's the early signs of that.
That's why you never know who you're on set with. You never know who it's going to be, man. You really just never do. It's so interesting how that happens. You can watch old 80s films that have the future 90s stars in them. And you're just like, oh, man, I bet they had no concept, no clue this person was going to blow up the way they did.
Yeah.
Who the fuck saw Keanu Reeves becoming a massive movie star out of Bill and Ted?
Yeah, or you think one guy is going to be just stratospheric and they don't even come close.
Right.
You're like, no, this guy's got all the goods.
Yep.
Or they chose a bunch of different projects and it derailed them.
Yeah. I thought Jason Patrick was going to be huge, and he never achieved that fucking level. And I thought he was going to be
shit, until... Bateman had his resurgence.
Oh, yeah.
When I was a kid, Bateman was like, this guy will make the leap to movies, like Michael J. Fox, and never really...
Yeah.
He got shots, just like Kirk Cameron did, just like other guys did, but it just never really took off for him.
Right. Arrested Development saved that guy.
And then it brought it back. Now he's in all kinds of different stuff.
Yep.
He's great.
He's very funny. All right, my number 2 is Terminator 2, because... Right, John Connor and Sarah Connor,
100%,
both in trouble the whole time.
Total families.
Yeah, total family, and the whole time they're being chased by the T-1000, and the T-800 is protecting them in the.
and the looming forecasted danger of if you don't get away from this guy, all of humanity's dead.
Exactly.
No pressure.
So all the families are in
pressure.
danger. Yeah, no pressure. That's right.
It's not even you have to live. You have to save the entire world.
Right. And the Terminator does end up killing his step family, I guess, with the family he was placed with that guy, Xander Berkeley, and the
Oh, yeah. It puts the metal spike through the dude's head as he's drinking milk.
Right.
Just goes through. Oh, man, that's brutal. And
Because you know in that moment that he already killed that woman.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's already imitating her and whatever. So,
Like
yeah.
doing the How's Fido or whatever else.
Yeah.
That's not the dog's name. He was smart enough to. That's his mom's trained him.
Right.
You need to question.
Yep.
Always be on the lookout.
Yeah. It's a good film. Furlong is irritating at times in the movie, but the film itself overall
He doesn't.
still...
I like him in this movie.
You do? Okay. The high-pitched squeal the whole time drives me insane.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
It's the stuff after that. It's
great.
hard for me to connect to.
Yeah. You mean the other installments of the franchise?
Well, I'm saying his work.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Within this, I've always enjoyed it. I don't let the what comes later that I didn't enjoy as much. Sully the performance that I enjoyed from the first time.
I love Joe Morgan in this, man. I mean, yeah, it's not Joe Morgan. That's a baseball player. Who am I thinking? Joe Morton. Joe Morton is great. Is this the black scientist who's in charge of everything?
Oh.
His death is fantastic.
Oh, I just saw him in Henry IV.
Oh, on stage?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
He was playing
He's in
King.
that?
Yeah, he was playing King Henry.
I want to see that.
Well, it's gone.
Son of a... You know what?
It was
bitching me about movies you don't get invited to. These are plays.
I can't get you free tickets to that.
All right, you're splitting hairs at this point.
Oh, I dropped $72 for myself to see it.
That's a lot.
And $72 for my wife.
That's a lot for Shakespeare.
Well, look, it was him, Tom Hanks, Hamish Linklater, $72.
What?
Live, right off in Brentwood, right off the 405 on the, the baseball, maybe not. I've been to UCLA's baseball stadium.
Okay.
You know where the Veterans Cemetery is?
Oh, yeah, over there.
So you cross the 405. There's a little tunnel that goes underneath.
Okay.
And right on the other side is UCLA Stadium. Behind that is the VA. It's this huge plot of land. This land is worth so much money because it's right in Brentwood/Santa Monica. Like this tract of land is worth so much money.
Wow.
And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like the VA. Why don't we sell that land, move them to somewhere else, and use that land to fund programs to help them? Because that land, I can't even calculate how much it's worth.
Yeah.
And back in there's a park, and they built a stage, and I happened to see it online. I asked my wife. She's like, "Sure, let's go." Wow. And we went and saw it. I mean, it was 3 hours and 20 minutes or something. It's long.
Yikes.
Yeah.
It was Henry IV?
Henry IV.
The part 1 and part 2.
Part 1 and part 2.
Damn, dude.
Hanks played Falstaff. Hamish played young Henry.
Young Henry?
And then Morton played
his dad.
Oh,
dude. I would have loved to see that.
It was good. I've never. That could be the only live Shakespeare I've ever seen.
Right.
And I love the Falstaff parts. I enjoy that character a lot.
He's a great character.
I can understand why everybody was like, Falstaff's one of the best characters. Like, I totally get it. And I understand why the son would gravitate towards him because he's everything he's not and can't be.
Right.
But there's still some wit there. There's some charm. There's humor and everything.
That's why Henry V is such a powerful play, too, because he realizes the joke that Falstaff is, and Falstaff can't stop being Falstaff, no matter what. And
he is who he is.
Right. And so he banishes Falstaff from his presence in Henry V so that he can be king. And he could have, there's a moment where there's a great moment in Chimes at Midnight, which is Orson Welles' combining of the 4 plays into the Falstaff story.
Okay.
Which is, I think, Merry Wives of Windsor, and then another play, and then Henry IV, and then Henry V. He combines them all into one movie. And it's like a 2-hour movie, but it follows the life of follows this period of his life in Falstaff. So you see the progression of Henry from being his best friend and carousing and drinking, and he's Henry's idol. Like Falstaff is Henry's idol, and then Henry eventually makes the turn once his father dies to becoming king. And when he becomes king, he
they had a scene for that, so maybe it was part of 5 or something in this play.
Yeah,
where he just disavows them and everything.
I know
Falstaff has like 4 guys with him. They all think they're on the come up.
Yep, Pistol and all them. Yeah,
somebody's house he's been living at for the past like 6 months.
Yep, mistress.
And that actor was good. There was a couple other unknown actors to me that were really good.
He says, "We've seen the chimes of midnight, master. We've seen the chimes of midnight, master Harry, or we've heard the chimes." And he goes, "I know thee not, old man." And it's like, it's destruction, man. It's fantastic. I miss Shakespeare so much. All right. Anyway, that was what's your number 1?
Oh, that was your 2?
Yeah, that was my 2. Terminator 2.
That's right. So my number 1 is Cape Fear.
Yeah, motherfucker.
There you go.
Cape Fear, bitch.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hell yes.
So we only have, 2 commonalities.
Well, at least we got number one right.
We got number 1 right.
Now we don't have to fight about that. That's perfect.
Yeah.
What a movie, man.
Counselor.
Oh, dude.
Counselor.
De Niro at his most scary, no matter what film you put up.
Dude.
He is so unsettling.
And the best part is, it's his feelings and emotions are somewhat justified.
Somewhat validated, yes.
Look, he is the scum of the earth.
Absolutely. He's an absolute mean motherfucker, a serial killer, whatever you want to call him.
But he could have, had his case gone through correctly.
Yeah.
And certain things come to life, he wouldn't have maybe gone away, but gone away for as long as he did. Now, it's a different question as to whether or not this guy should have.
Right.
Who knows if he becomes this person had he only gone to jail for 6 months?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe the charges weren't as bad as I don't know.
Right.
But we only see the aftermath, and look, if he's capable of that, it was probably good that this guy was away for like 14 years.
Yeah.
But I mean, the scenes with Juliette Lewis.
Yeah, man.
Dude, so creepy.
It's creepy as fuck, unsettling as hell, man. And you have Aretha Franklin's "Do Right Man, Do Right Woman" playing underneath, which is really unsettling. And then
is it? Oh shit! Who's the wife? Is it Shepard's?
Jessica Lange.
Yes, Jessica Lange.
Jessica Lange.
Sam Shepard's wife is what I was going to say.
Yeah. What's the moment for me that you get a window into what this movie is. If you're going to crystallize this movie into one moment from the movie, it is when Robert De Niro climbs out from under the car. He's been riding in the car underneath the car.
It's like a gremlin at that point.
He's been riding underneath the car for hundreds of miles. And he climbs out, and this dude sees him climb out from under the car. And De Niro, stands up, straightens his shirt, and then stares at the dude. And the dude, so freaked out that he, turns back away. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I just crawled out from underneath the car.
That's you yourself.
And acted like you're the asshole.
Right. And you go, no, I'm not. If any man willing to do that, my God, I didn't see you. I did not see you. Whatever your business is, go handle it. I don't want any part of it. Right?
Exactly.
It was just that look De Niro gives him, man. It's peak De Niro in his ability to scare the shit out of you.
That's the thing, though. It could be anybody. Sure. And had they done that, come out and just stared me down, I would assume I'm going to turn and just walk the other way.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter who it is.
Concern me.
Because anybody that's capable of that, it instantly turns that person menacing.
Yeah, exactly.
It does.
That's why I think the whole film can be crystallized in that moment. It's fantastic, man.
And the choice to make him somewhat Appalachian.
Yeah.
And he's got all these weird prison tattoos.
Mm-hmm. The crucifix tattoo on the back of him. Back when I was deep in religion in the 90s, I was deep into religion in the 90s, I thought about getting that tattoo. I was this close. I was really close. There were nights where with the military dudes, I would roll into the tattoo parlor and really, really think about it. I was how long would it take to put a crucifix that big on my back? And I was with the scales of justice. I wanted that whole tattoo. It was such an awesome tattoo. But thank God, eventually I didn't do it. But there were nights when I was going to do it, man.
One of my best friends is a Marine, and he's got a tattoo that kind of held that meaning.
Yeah.
And then I know it ceased to.
Which sucks.
Yeah.
Right?
He tried to get rid of his in a drunken rage like an idiot.
He tried to cut it off his
which is weird because he was one of the smarter guys I knew. That's why we liked each other.
Yeah.
He was in the Marines, but he was in college as well, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But that part of him would come out usually when he was shit canned.
Of course, man.
Yeah, he decided to alter the tattoo because he just didn't want it anymore, I guess. Yeah, I saw it in the aftermath. I saw him weeks later that he had taken a knife and just cut down because it was on his forearm just to obscure it. I was like, the hell happened to you? And it's one of those... He's a normal guy.
Yeah,
it was it was just a fallen moment. It's I don't like this kind of thing, and I was wasted, and just that sucks.
The worst thing is having something on your body that you no longer want on your body, right? Because every time you stare at it,
like my gut, you know what I mean? Hey, bing bang boom.
Both our guts.
I know.
But you
enjoy your youth while you have it. You son of a bitch.
Dorian, enjoy it.
I didn't even need to see you patting it. I am just. Fuck off. Because I don't have a metabolism that could do that anymore.
This motherfucker eats Doritos all day. Nothing else.
Of course not.
He put away a Costco-sized bag in one day. I'm like, what is wrong with you, man?
Dude, he could take a milkshake enema and lose a half a pound, you know?
Yeah.
Just fucking fully engaged with the colonic from that shit. And none of it's soaking in. It looks like a buddy of mine that we always used to tease. He had a tapeworm.
Yeah.
Because he's still that skinny to this day.
Look at him.
Nothing, man. You are going to be in that shape for the rest of your life.
Right. You spindly bitch. You slender man motherfucker. And Anyway, what I also like what was crazy about De Niro's thing is he starts talking in tongues.
Don't you judge us in the court over there.
man.
I can feel it.
I used to be 22. But remember when he starts spinning around talking in tongues? That was even like as if it wasn't nutty enough.
Handling snake type of behavior.
Yeah, as if it wasn't nutty enough. When he starts talking in tongues, I was like, this is a demon. This is a damn demon. And I love that about him, man. And that whole movie and the progression. And you're right, because it's like it's a family in danger, not only just physically in danger, but emotionally
psychologically
in
in
danger.
danger.
The whole nine, all of it through the whole movie. So really good stuff. All right, well, that's our top 10.
A bunch of different movies. I don't know if we've
family.
ever talked about Cape Fear. Have we ever done top 10 De Niro?
Oh, I don't think we ever have.
How is that not?
No, I don't think he does in a lot of movies anymore. So maybe on a slow week, we'll do that.
How does he? Come on, it's De Niro. He's still pumping out. I don't know how.
Can you name the last thing he did?
Not off the top of my head, but it's got to be
Arrest
Bad
the Case.
Grandpa. Bad Grandpa a year and a half ago. There's got to be something between then and now.
That's
look at it. You got a
terrible.
laptop right there.
Well, you want me to look it up?
Check out the set. What do you think I want you to look up?
Okay, I don't know.
Can you drive a boat on land?
Do you remember Heat? That's all I want to know. Because it was a good movie.
You've seen Heat, right? What? What are you talking about?
Oh, The Wizard of Lies. Lies, the one on HBO.
Okay.
Then he did Hands of Stone, that Roberto Duran movie where he played the manager. Something called The Comedian? I didn't see that. Where he played a stand-up who's a terrible stand-up. With Leslie Mann and Danny DeVito. Then Dirty Grandpa. Then Joy, I guess, the Jennifer Lawrence film.
The O. Russell.
Yeah. And he played the Pope in something called The Heist. I never saw that. Jesus, I never saw that.
Anyway.
Anyways. Okay, let's break this thing down. So he definitely came. Who's banging this time? Who's drumming?
I don't remember. Who drummed last week? Shannon was sitting right here.
Oh, I drummed.
Okay.
Because he did the thing.
You're writing down then.
All right. Here you go.
Hand me these.
All right, so Cape Fear first.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And then do we both have one the other hasn't seen?
I have Terminator 2 at number 2.
Yeah, and I've got
Contagion.
Impossible.
Oh, and The Impossible. But we've both seen Terminator 2, so is that what you were saying?
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
I guess.
Cool.
Is that what you were saying? When did I say that?
I thought you just said, is there one we've both seen?
That's it. They're both not on our list. Our number 2.
Oh, I apologize.
Mm-hmm. You don't really apologize.
I meant it.
There's a camera there this week.
Yeah. The Impossible. Look at this guy directing the fucking shot.
All right, so you got Impossible at 3.
Yep.
Well, then when you give me Contagion next.
Of course. And then Jurassic Park next. Does that work for you?
Yeah, and then I guess we got to do A Quiet Place since we both have that.
Yes, at 6.
Sure.
Yeah, that works. All right.
What's your next highest?
Panic Room.
At what number?
1. Now, for anybody who's mad about how I'm doing this, 2, 3, 4. 5. Panic Room is number 5.
For you?
Yeah.
All right, so give me the list so far right now.
Cape Fear, Terminator 2, The Impossible, Contagion, Jurassic Park, A Quiet Place. So
well,
we're up
my
to 7.
4 is Poseidon, and it's not on yet.
Okay, that's your 4?
Yeah,
All right,
and then you want to go your 5 then next?
Yeah, sounds good.
And then I got Manhunter after that.
Oh, my God.
That's my 5.
I feel like you're totally pushing the situation.
How many we got left?
I have The Searchers after that.
I mean, how many spots we got left?
2. So after Manhunter, we have 1. So that's
Searchers is what, 6?
Yeah. But I think I'd rather put San Andreas on the list, to be honest with you. Because it's more of a family in danger, whereas Searchers is a bit more of a stretch because it's connected by family, but not the whole family. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm going to put San Andreas. Does that bother you?
It's your what number?
It was my number 7.
Well, because I've got Arachnophobia, and to use your logic, we've both seen that.
All right, I'll put my Searchers on then. I'll put The Searchers on. That's fine. The Searchers. I'm not putting no Arachnophobia on this damn list. All right, there we go.
Scarier than The Searchers.
There's
I'll
our
tell you
top
that.
10. Well, if you
It's
say
a
so.
true danger.
If you say so. That's not a real danger, though.
What are you talking about? A fucking swarm of
Sure, but that never
venomous
happens.
spiders?
Well, it never happens. It's fantasy.
Oh, so San Andreas has happened.
No, I took it off. I put The Searchers.
Right, Searchers. Do
Yeah,
you know
well-
for a fact that these types of things have happened?
The Native Americans have attacked.
Did you live it?
No, I didn't live it.
I mean, we're taking it on historians' word that these things happened. I generally do that, but we can
Fair
also
enough.
question.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
As we all know, the Earth is flat, gang. So,
Oh boy, don't tell Kyrie then. All right, so are we good?
yeah.
Let's do it. All right. Is it families in danger movies? Is that what?
Yeah, I think that's what we agreed on.
The top 10 families in danger movies. Yeah. All right, let's get it on.
All right. At 10.
The Searchers.
Coming in at number 9.
Manhunter.
Give me that 8.
Panic Room.
At number 7.
The Poseidon Adventure.
In the 6th spot.
A Quiet Place.
Finally, at number 5.
Jurassic Park.
In the Quattro is.
Contagion.
At number 3.
The Impossible.
And our penultimate number 2 spot is.
Terminator 2.
And finally, our number 1 Families in Danger movie is.
Cape Fear.
There we go.
Could you be there, counselor? Is that you, counselor?
Counselor.
You know what's great? The laughing in the theater. It's the best, dude. He's so scary in that movie, man. All right, that's our list of top 10 families in danger movies. Thanks, everybody, for listening this week. Matt, do we have any business we need to wrap up?
No, we have someone sent us a package.
Oh, okay, another one.
Another one.
Right. Are we opening this up during the show?
Yeah, that's what we've
Let's
done on
do
every
it.
other show.
Well, I know what we're doing because we're going to shoot our thank you, so it's just good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would we change this formula?
I don't know.
For that.
I don't know.
This is
Okay, fair enough.
This is number 1.
Okay.
That is secondary at best.
Fair enough. Who's this from? Do you know?
This is from Kim Todd
Kim Todd. Is that a guy or a girl?
from Oklahoma City. Well, it matches up with Wiley Todd.
Oh,
I believe. I'm assuming this is Wiley Todd.
That's great, Wiley. Thank you.
So with Kim, I always assumed Wiley was a male's name. I don't know.
Sure.
Just in my head, Wiley Todd was a Wiley Coyote type of caricature in my head. And it was-
Wiley Todd.
yeah, that's honestly, that's what my... Well, you read so many names, especially in the shout-outs,
Yeah.
and sometimes I just attach visuals in my head to certain names. It just reminds me of this every
You're a
time.
visual learner, man. I respect that.
I have, much like a child.
Fair
So
enough.
that's what I did. So this is from Wiley Todd. I'm just opening this big package. We have,
All right.
I'll give you
Oh, all right.
one.
What do we have here?
We have shirts
What?
that say what exactly?
Embrace the gringo.
Embrace the grind, actually.
Grind. I'm sorry.
Embrace
The grind. I'm sorry.
AKA embrace the gringo.
I thought it said embrace the gringo. My
Embrace
bad.
the gringo.
Embrace the grind.
Boat is on the water.
I love this.
On the
Good
water.
shirt. This is a great shirt, man.
There's still more. That we got a note.
It's a nice color too. It's like a brown gray color. I
got
like
a-
that. So tired of black shirts. This is great.
All right, we got
What do we got?
Wiley. We got business cards, one for you
here we
and
go.
one
Thank
for
you very
I.
much. From Wiley Todd. A guideline
Some embrace the
entertainment.
grind stickers.
Oh, humble hustle.
Humble hustle.
Is there a note?
There's a website to plug. GuidelineEntertainment.com.
Nice.
www.guidelineentertainment.com.
What are those? DVDs?
We
Blu-rays?
got DVDs. We got Transformers the movie
And?
and
Oh, Batman
the
Steelbook.
original Batman
Nice.
on digital Blu-ray. Dear
Nice.
God.
Dude.
And-
Thank
and
you
a
so
note.
much. Oh, there is a note. All right.
Yeah, here we go.
Proceed.
Hey, John and Matt.
Hello.
My name is Wiley, a.k.a. Kim, apparently.
Hello.
And I'm a big fan of what you do for the past few years. You guys have a big impact on my life for many years. I've been watching AMC Movie Talk since the start back in 2013 when Man of Steel came out. When the Schmoes joined, I checked out their stuff and went back and watched everything they did. So a year later, in the video guys came out announcing the new Top 10 show. I started there and never stopped and joined the Patreon day one. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wiley.
Let's see. I started there day one at Boss Hog level. What was that? I have my own company called Guideline Entertainment. There we go.
So you have my own company, yeah?
I know, but there's missing a few words here and there.
Oh,
That's why
okay.
I keep stalling
gotcha.
through.
Okay.
It's like he typed this super fast.
Gotcha.
Anyway, and started to do reviews and all that stuff on his own.
Okay.
I would be lying if you guys were not a big part of this happening for him. The both of you are my heroes.
Oh.
And who I look up to in my life. When you guys were on the Schmoedown, I was cheering since day one. 5 Horsemen, hashtag all the belts. And when you, John, joined Collider, I almost started to cry because I was so happy, and maybe Matt could be more a part of the Collider someday. I think that ship has sailed. But anyways, I got some.
Because Matt has sailed the ship.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, that's right.
Exactly. That skiff went into troubled waters in my mind a long time ago.
Yes, it did.
Anyway, here's 2 steel books.
Thank you,
one for the
man.
both of you. And I know you collect them, so I got Matt the classic '89 Batman,
Nice.
and John used Transformers.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for the best. Hopefully, I can meet you one day and thank you in person and give you a nice handshake, Wiley.
Hey, you're going to get more than a hand. You get a hug, maybe a kiss on a cheek for this.
Yeah.
This is really sweet.
This is thank you so much.
This is so he has a company?
He has a company called Guideline Entertainment. Embrace the grind, humble hustle. He's got it all out
I
there.
dig it, man.
Business cards. This guy's legit.
He's way ahead of us, man.
What are you kidding me? I don't even have
Still putting
business
this together.
cards.
I know, right? We're still putting this thing together.
Anyway, so thank you, Wiley Todd.
Thank you, Wiley.
for everything.
It's very kind of you. We're going to do a separate thank you video
Yeah, we'll post
after
that.
the show.
We'll post that.
And we'll post it. All right. Any other business we need to clear up?
No, that's it. Make sure to get your votes in for Thunderdome.
Thunderdome.
It ends, as you're hearing this, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So get them in. And that's it for me. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, at Matt Nost, MATTKNOST, or go to Facebook.com/groups/The Top 10 Show with the number 10.
And you can find me at The Roca Says on Twitter and on Instagram. And like I was saying, I guess you can find me this week on FCTV Live on YouTube, doing the third place World Cup game and the final as well over there. So follow me, and of course all the other stuff I'm doing podcast wise. We did the Patreon, we did the Facebook group, we did all the addresses.
I think we're good to go.
We're good to go. All right, thanks everybody for listening this week. We will talk to you next week on the Top 10 Show.
And thank you, Dorian.
Thank you,
for
Dorian.
all the help on this week's show.
Absolutely.
We haven't seen it by the time this releases. You better fucking hope it's good. You know what I mean? People are going to be expecting a damn masterpiece. So we got loyal fans, but they're also fucking rabid.
And if you want to follow Dorian at Dorian Parks and
Please.
Rec. Yeah, please. He's great to do this. So, all right, we'll talk to you next week. Thanks, everybody.